Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. These are the worshipers that God desires. God is spirit and truth. And his worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth. I know the Messiah is coming, and when he comes, he will tell us everything. Jesus declared, I who speak to you am he. Just then, his disciples came back into town, and they were surprised to see him talking to a woman. But nobody said, what do you want? Or why are you talking to her? Then, leaving her water jar, the woman went back into town, and she found the people, and she said to them, come, see a man who has told me everything I've ever done. Could he be the Christ? The people left town, and they made their way towards him. Meanwhile, the disciples said to him, Rabbi, eat something. I have food that you know nothing about. The disciples began to talk amongst themselves. Could somebody have brought him food? My food is to do the will of the one who sent me and to finish his work. Do you not say 4 more months and then the harvest? I tell you, open your eyes and look at the fields. They are ripe for the harvest. Imagine her surprise when she sees a Jewish rabbi sitting by the well at midday. But then she at least thinks to herself, oh, he won't talk to me. He won't talk to me. He won't even acknowledge me. First of all, culture totally denied, whether it was a Jewish woman or not, that men and women spoke, even if they were married in public. Now you add on top of that she was a Samaritan, a half-breed. So at least she comes to the well and she says, oh, he's going to leave me alone. Okay, he's a stranger, he's here. I'm just going to get my water and I'm going to go. And then he does the unthinkable. Not only does he talk to her, but he asks her for a drink. To take a drink from a Samaritan woman's hand, that's the lowest of the possible low. And here's a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi, and she's thinking, he's asking me for a drink? And I just love her sassy attitude. Don't you think? I mean, you're a Jew. What are you asking me for a drink for? She's kind of sassy in the beginning, isn't she? And then as he chips away at that, they keep going back and forth. I mean, she even gives him a little attitude when he says living water. She's like, yeah, living water. You don't even have anything to get them to the well. How are you going to draw water? And then I love her comment, sir, give me that water so I don't have to come here. She's thinking, yeah, rock on. I don't have to draw this. I don't have to come here. And then I really don't have to worry about seeing anybody. This is great. And then he hits the ultimate. It's not an outlandish comment for him to say, go call your husband. Again, men and women did not talk to each other in that fashion. There would not have been an open conversation. So for him to ask her to get her husband wouldn't have been shocking. And then can you just imagine her standing there? Do I tell him the truth? I don't know who this is. And his asking of the husband probably knocked the wind out of her. And before she even really thought about it, it was out. And then he tells her the truth. He tells her what he knows. And she still tries to avoid him. Now, I don't know for sure. It could have been an old debate that goes on between Jews and Samaritans where to worship. But I just think it's a kind of a funny spot to bring it up. You know, oh, we're talking about the fact you have no husband, and that's true. Hey, let's talk about where we're going to worship. I think she was avoiding something. But what does she get in return for her honesty? She gets told for the first time, he reveals himself to her. Not to the Pharisees, not to another Jewish population. He'd just come from Galilee. He was at the wedding at Cana. He could have said, hey, I'm the Messiah. Here I am. But he reveals himself to a Samaritan woman. And somebody who's an outcast, who's obviously downtrodden, ends up spreading the gospel in her town. So Janice has brought up the fact that we're going to be talking about things of the heart. And if you read my bio online, you know that one of my true beliefs is that the man is the head of the household. I truly live by that. That is God ordained and that is right. But I truly feel that the women are the heart. So I ask you, where's your heart? Is it broken? Is it dry? Is it sick with regrets, with hurts? Maybe you're in a season of great times, but you're waiting for that next shoe to drop. Maybe you've received a bad diagnosis, or somebody else has, and you don't know what's coming down the road. You don't know what's coming Monday. You came here just by the skin of your teeth. But God knows. And all we ask of you this weekend is that you open your heart up to him. You're going to be put in a vulnerable state. Some of you are going to have makeup off. Some of you are going to have your feet touched. And some of you are going to get a hand massage. All we ask is that you open yourself up and appreciate that God loves you, that God is here for you. His grace is enough. And we have one more song to sing. Jan's going to come up now. I thank you. The next session, tomorrow morning session, is going to be talking specifically about the living water. And then the following session is going to be talking about spreading his good news. Psalm 139 says, Lord, you have searched my heart, and you know me. But do you know him? Do you truly believe that he is the living water and can lift you out of anything? You have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to open up your heart. And you have to know that he has your back. Your faith will never be misplaced. He's always trustworthy. He's always there. And he will always meet you where you need to be. All you have to do is come to the water.